4th of July week, and it means road baseball for the Evansville Otters as they kick off a 6-game road trip. First, with a weekend trip here to Joliet to take on the Slammers. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the southwest suburbs of Chicago. I'm Griffin Epstein, joining you on the Evansville Otters digital network for Friday night Evansville Otters baseball. It's going to be a good evening of baseball, humid weather, good crowd, and the second series already between these two teams here at Duly Health and Care Field, one of the better facilities in the Frontier League. The Otters coming off an unscheduled day off yesterday as they were scheduled to take on Gateway in the rubber match of that series. However, you well know if you were in Indiana yesterday, just wild weather, thunderstorms, torrential rain, wind knocking over trees everywhere. We hope you and your loved ones are safe. If you were in Evansville during the storms yesterday, we were certainly unable to play baseball, so the Otters got a day off, and now they're back here in Joliet to kick off a 3-game series here against the Slammers before 3 more on the road at Lake Erie over 4th of July week. So the Otters 24-17 on the year, still 8-5 in series. They played well on the road, though they played the fewest road games of anyone in the league, 8-7 on the road, one of 4 teams in the Frontier League to have a winning record on the road. They'll take on the Slammers for the second time this season. Slammers won the first series between these two the first weekend in June, 2-1. Low scoring was the name of the game. These two teams, 2 of the top pitching staffs in the league. Joliet won 6-4 on Friday night. The Otters would answer back with a 5-0 win as Tim Holgraver went 8 shutout innings before Joliet won the rubber match on Sunday 1-0. John Vargas went 7 excellent innings for the Otters. Will pitch again tonight, but it was Cole Cook who shut out Evansville on that Sunday game to give Joliet the series win. So pitching certainly seems to be the name of the game. These teams, 2 of the top pitching staffs in the league, especially starters. Joliet 4th best in the Frontier League, allowing opponents to less than 5 runs a game, and the Otters 2nd best in the Frontier League with a 3.31 ERA and allowing opponents to under 4 runs a game. Time to introduce you to the starting lineups. First for the Evansville Otters, 24-17. It starts off with the Edward Jones leadoff batter, Noah Myers. He'll play left field. Kona Quiggle bats second and plays center field. Dakota Phillips bats third and plays first base. Jomar Reyes in the cleanup spot playing third base. Aaron Beck bats fifth and DHs. Ethan Skinder bats sixth and plays second base. Bottom 3 in the lineup, Brian Rosario, the right fielder. Daniel Sayer, the shortstop, making just his 2nd professional appearance of his career. And Jake Green rounds out the lineup, the catcher, batting 9th. John Vargas, the righty, is on the bump. He'll be his 2nd start here in Joliet. He was excellent for Evansville back on June 4th. As we mentioned, 7 excellent innings, allowed just 1 run on 5 hits. The tough luck loss, though, as Cole Cook and the Slammers shut out the Otters in a 1-0 victory for Joliet. So that's the Otters starting lineup. Evansville game and a half back of Gateway for first place. In third with Schaumburg a game ahead of them. On the other side, Joliet 20-22. They've been playing well lately, though. Won 3 of their last 4 series and 7 of their last 10. Christian Fedko leads off, the left fielder for Joliet. Liam MacArthur bats second and plays center field. Lane Baremore bats third and DHs. Phil Steering in the cleanup spot and playing first. Matt Feinstein bats fifth and plays right field. Scott Holzwasser is in the 6th hole playing second base. Bottom 3 in the lineup, Tyler DePreta Johnson, the shortstop. Mike Falsati, the catcher, and Will Salis, the third baseman, rounds out the lineup for Joliet and their manager Dan Schlereth, former big leaguer with the Tigers. Those are your starting lineups. First pitch is almost here on a humid and now sunny day here on the southwest suburbs of Chicago. We'll take a brief pause for the national anthem and be right back with first pitch. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on the Evansville Otters digital network.
At first base with Bill Stern, we have Jaden and Karan. In right field with Matt Feinstein, we have Ben. At second base with Scott Holzwasser, we have Braden. shortstop with Tyler Johnson, we have Garrett. And at third base with Will Salas, we have Gavin and Quinton. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise? Gentlemen, kindly remove your caps as we honor the United States of America with the playing and singing of our national anthem.
The national anthem on a Friday night from Joliet. Otters, when they played here the first Friday of the month, played in front of their biggest crowd of the season, 5,700. Won't be probably even half of that tonight, but still another solid crowd here in downtown Joliet. The weather this evening is hot and humid. It feels like nearly July, 83 degrees, with some light haze continuing from wildfires in the air. AQI at 116, but significantly lower than what it was earlier this week. Sun is peeking out behind some clouds. We had some drizzle earlier this afternoon, and wind pretty much non-existent right now here in Joliet. Otters are going to be in for a tough task today. They're red hot offensively. Evansville has scored at least 5 runs in their last 6 games. That's the best stretch all season, but they'll be tested against Turner Larkins. They're ready for the Slammers. Otters did not face them their first time around against Joliet. Larkins, 8 starts on the season. He's 5-2 with a 3.06 ERA. He's gone at least 6 innings in all 8 of his outings, and 7 of his 8 have been quality starts. 44 strikeouts, just 11 walks and 53 innings pitched. He's in his second full year with the Slammers. Was good for them last year as a starter as well. So Noah Myers getting ready to face Turner Larkins and the catcher Mike Falsetti. All pitcher and catcher batteries are brought to you by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. Around the rest of the diamond for Joliet, Phil Steering at first, Scott Holzwasser at second, Tyler Johnson at short, and Will Salas at third base. Christian Fedko in left, Leah MacArthur in center, and Matt Feinstein in right. We're ready for baseball. All artificial turf field here at Duly Field. Larkins comes home, a first pitch strike. First pitch ball, make it just high to Noah Myers. Interesting motion from Larkins, who comes home. There's a strike at the letters. 1-1 count. Larkins, as he looks in, just facing directly the mound, or facing directly home plate, then quick turn and just kind of almost looks like he's soft tossing it to the plate as Myers fouls one away. Not an particularly hard thrower. 1-2 count to Myers. Larkins' beige glove just above the belt. He turns as he kicks and throws, and Myers swings and pops one up into right. Back is Feinstein at the wall, and making the catch is MacArthur.
Now batting the center fielder, number 19,
Right center, it was Liam MacArthur, the center fielder, making the catch. A step from the wall. Myers gave it a good ride. So one away as Myers a deep fly out to right center, and it brings up another lefty Quiggle. Larkins comes home, a strike into Quiggle. Larkins fastball not getting up to 90 miles per hour as one sails outside 1-1. He has 5 different pitches he throws, though. The coaches were looking at it on the bus over, primarily 4 different pitches, but it's an impressive medley from Larkins. The 1-1 home is a breaking ball low. Check swing by Quiggle, and he couldn't hold up. 1-2. Sun is peeking out behind the clouds. The shadows creeping down the third base line, covering home plate, and almost to the mound, but Larkin's still in the sun. So the ball starting in the sun and going to the shade. The 1-2 is fouled away left side by Quiggle. Otters in their road blues today, with Otters written in white across the chest and white numerals. Gray pants and a black helmet with the blue E. The 1-2 swing and a miss by Quiggle. Breaking ball down in the dirt, and there's 2 away.
Now batting first baseman number 7, Dakota Phillips.
Joliet wearing 4th of July themed uniforms today. Stars and stripes and red, white, and blue over the jersey. Slammers written in right lettering across the chest with blue numerals on the front and the back. White pants, no piping. White shoes for Larkins. He comes home. It misses outside to the lefty Dakota Phillips. Good uniforms for the Slammers. See if they keep them for the whole weekend. These are their 4th of July games as Phillips takes high 2-0. We'll play evening baseball on Sunday as well with the holiday week coming up. 2-0 home is on the inside corner, a strike, 2-1. Larkins works very quickly as well with his unusual motion. Gets the pitch pretty quickly, and then his wind is so quickly coming to the plate. Phillips swings and pops one up into left. Playable for Fedko a few steps back. Under it and makes the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Otters go down in order in the top of the 1st. We'll move to the bottom half of the inning. John Vargas taking the bump for the Otters. We're back on the other side on the Otters Digital Network. Welcome back to the Otters Digital Network. Otters baseball on a Friday night from Joliet. John Vargas on the mound for Evansville. His 2nd start here against the Slammers. Vargas, how good has he been this year? Only starter in the rotation for the Otters that's not a returner, but he has proved himself time and time again. 7 appearances in 6 starts, a 3.12 ERA. 4 of his 6 starts, quality outings. That includes maybe the best start by any Otter pitcher all year when he went 7 innings against Gateway 2 starts ago, allowed just 2 hits and 1 run in 7 spectacular innings against the best offense in the Frontier League. Coming off a solid start where he earned the win last Friday night at Florence, went 5 innings, allowed 6 hits and 3 runs. Did walk 4 batters. The command was a little bit of an issue, and it got him into trouble in the 6th inning of that game. So that's something to watch for Vargas, but he's been really dominant early in starts, and then he's gotten a little tired later and struggled especially with his command. He'll face Christian Fedko, the righty left fielder, to lead things off for Joliet in the bottom of the 1st. We're scoreless and just underway in the opener of this 3-game series from Duly Field. Fedko, former Yukon Husky, stands into the right-handed batter's box. Vargas ready on the right side of the rubber, comes home, and a first pitch strike into Fedko. Jake Green is the catcher. Green and Vargas have developed a good rapport. The 0-1 by Fedko, swung on and driven into left. It's through for a base hit. Fedko leads off the game with a base hit. Line drive over the head of Jomar Reyes at third. And one on with nobody out here in the bottom of the first for Joliet. Dakota Phillips at first, Ethan Skinder at second, Daniel Sayer at short, and Jomar Reyes at third. Noah Myers in left, Kona Quiggles back in center field, and Brian Rosario in right. Liam MacArthur, lefty, takes the first pitch strike. Good to see Quiggle back out in center. He DH'd the first 2 games of this week. Just a small injury. He's back at good to go in his normal center field, which shifts over Myers to left. 0-1 to MacArthur is fouled away, 0-2. Rosario's in right field as the Otters without Jeffrey Baez for this road trip. Daniel Sayer at shortstop, stepping in for George Khalil, who has the night off. Just the second start for Sayer of his professional career. He started last weekend, 1 start at second base. The 0-2 home is fouled by MacArthur off his foot. So some shifts around the field today for the Otters. These are the top 2 defensive teams in the league in terms of fielding percentage. Joliet first, Evansville second. 1 on, nobody out in the bottom of the first. We're scoreless. Vargas working out of the stretch, looking into Green, peeks over his shoulder. Brown beige glove, high shed at the chest, comes home. Fastball inside, gets away from Green and all the way back to the backstop. And Fedko jogs down to second. Fastball that just got away from Vargas. So Fedko at second with nobody out. 1-2 count to MacArthur. Vargas was slated to start yesterday, but with the game rained out, everything just pushed back a day in the Otters starting rotation. It's been a week since Vargas has started, last Friday at Florence. Comes home. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good stop this time by Green, 2-2. Likely see a heavy dose of the curveball by Vargas. It's been his put-away pitch. He shakes off the first side from Green, agrees on the second. 2-2. Swung on and grounded past Skinder at second and into right field. Fedko is held up in right as Rosario rockets one quickly in. But back-to-back base hits for the Slammers to start things out in the bottom of the first. Fedko, the line drive base hit to left, and a ground ball base hit for MacArthur in the 4-3 hole. And it brings up Lane Barrymore, the righty DH, with 2 on and nobody out. Not the start Vargas was looking for here on this Friday evening. Against a Joliet offense that struggled, they have the worst batting average in the league. Barrymore takes the first pitch strike on a slider on the outside corner. Fastball, curve, and slider from Vargas. He comes home. A strike at the knees. 0-2. Barrymore doesn't love the call from behind home plate. Mike O'Leary, the home plate umpire tonight. Shane Cannon's at third and Drew Taylor at first. 0-2 count. Vargas delivers. Swing and a miss by Barrymore. Chasing a slider that fell off the plate. One away. Rare you see Vargas go to the slider for a put-away pitch, but he does it there. A much-needed strikeout and first out of the ball game. So brings up Phil Steering, the first baseman, with runners still on the corners, and now 1 out in the bottom of the first. We're scoreless here from Joliet. Vargas shakes off the first 2 signs. Agrees with Green, comes home, a breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike, and MacArthur races down to second base. See if that goes down as a stolen base or catcher's indifference. It was such a big jump by MacArthur, and Vargas only one looked him. Green knew he just didn't stand a chance to throw the ball. 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. Another breaking ball by Vargas. 0-2 count as Steering calls time. It's Fedko at third, MacArthur at second with 1 out in the bottom of the first. We're scoreless. They do give MacArthur a stolen base. 0-2 to Steering. is fouled away right side.
That foul ball brought to you by Brown & Brown Insurance, Strawberry Jungle, Frank
Duly Health and Care Field seating over 6,000. I mentioned 5,700 fans were here the first game the Otters played, the biggest crowd Evansville's played in front of all season. Much smaller tonight, but a good atmosphere. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Another breaking ball down in the dirt, and steering couldn't hold up. Back-to-back strikeouts for Vargas with runners in scoring position, and he's an out away from escaping the jam. Curveball down in the dirt, just falling off the plate. That's more like it from Vargas. So 2 away, and it brings up Matt Feinstein, the right fielder. Runner at third and second with 2 outs. Pitch home to Feinstein is fouled away right side. Feinstein hitting just .213 on the year, second-year slammer. As part of this Joliet team hitting .225 as a team. That's worst in the Frontier League, averaging just under 4.5 runs per game, third worst in the league. Hitting is not his strength here at Duly Field. 0-1. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Otters pitching staff continuing to be one of the best in the Frontier League, second best in ERA. Batting average against, and tied with Joliet for the most shutouts of any team with 5. 1-1. Swung on and grounded left side. It bounces over the third base bag. Fair ball. Long throw from Reyes in time to get Feinstein for the out. What a cannon of a throw from Reyes way behind the third base bag to get the third out. So back-to-back base hits to start things, but Vargas gets out of it. 2 strikeouts and a nice play from his friend Reyes behind the third base bag for the third out of the inning. 1 inning complete from Duly Health and Care Field. We're scoreless on the Evansville Otters Digital Network.
Voltage Solutions is your full-service telecommunications contractor, specializing in both the design and installation of all structure cabling, security, fire alarms, and audio-visual systems. They're your one-stop shop for all low-voltage systems. Check out lvsolutions.com to learn more. That's lvsolutions.com. Low-voltage solutions, high energy, low voltage.
Welcome back to Joliet for the top of the second inning. Scoreless between the Slammers and the Otters. Second series of 3 between these two this year. Slammers took the first series 2-1. Every single game of that series was low scoring. Yeah, just combined 16 runs scored in that whole series. See if there's any more offense this weekend between 2 of the top pitching staffs in the league. Jomar Reyes leads things off for the Otters in the top of the second. Larkins comes home, and Reyes swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. Rare from Reyes to swing on the first pitch. He almost always takes all the way on the first one. Larkins comes home, and Reyes hacks at it again, and it dribbles foul. Jomar extending his on-base streak to now 20 games. Saw his 15-game hit streak end last weekend at Florence. Both now on base streak and hit streak, the longest of any Otter this season. 0-2 pitch coming home. Kick and a throw. It's high, 1-2. Reyes at 50 hits now to lead the Otters. 329 batting average, which is the biggest of any qualifying Otter. 1-2. Bouncing in the dirt, 2-2. It's interesting, Reyes just 2 home runs on the season for a guy that I think a lot of people expected power was going to be his strength. The 2-2 is swung on and driven into left. Racing over is Fedko. Won't get there. One hops in front of him. It's a base hit for Jomar Reyes. Make it a 21 game on base streak. No drama today for Reyes. He extends it in his first at bat and the first base runner for the Otters. Reyes has just taken a lot off his swing. Didn't do too much with that pitch on the inner third and drove it to left center. So Reyes aboard, and it brings up the only guy with a better batting average than him, Aaron Beck. Lefty swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. Beck a batting average over .406. This is his 8th start of the season. 13 hits in 7 starts to start the young professional career for the Evansville native. The 0-1. Another swing and a miss, 0-2. Top of the second, we're scoreless with Reyes at first and nobody out. Sun peeking in and out behind the clouds. Not much haze, very light haze from the smoke here in Chicago today, but not strong. The 0-2. Swing and a miss by Beck. The fastball up and away, blown by him. 1 down.
Now batting second baseman number 1, Ethan Skinder.
So it brings up Ethan Skinder with 1 away. Larkins, the fastball was only at 87, but he throws so much off speed that's down in the low 70s that 87 looks a lot faster than what it is in reality. Reyes dancing over at first base as Skinder swings away and pops one up into shallow right. Back is the second baseman Holzwasser, drifting near the line, reaching up and making the grab for the second out. So Skinder on the first pitch pops out. And there's 2 away after the leadoff base hit by Reyes. Brings up Brian Rosario with 2 outs, and Reyes still at first. Rosie coming off a great game on Wednesday when he had 2 hits against Schaumburg. And most excitingly of all, he stole home as Rosario takes the first pitch strike at the knees. Told me it was not his first time stealing home, though he hadn't done it since high school, but he did it in high school, he said, straight up. Comes the 0-1. Rosario fouls it off 0-2. Straight up as and then the pitcher had the ball and was fully set. And then Rosario stole home on Wednesday against Gateway. It was more of a catcher and pitcher falling asleep as the ball was being thrown back to the pitcher. Rosario took off and stole home in the 4th inning. The 0-2. Breaking ball just outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. An impressive feat, the first time the Otters have accomplished it this season, and it's hard to say if they'll do it again. I don't see steals of home too much. 1-2 is fouled away out of play. So the Guardians, they had a stolen base, stole home yesterday in extra innings against the Royals. But it's noteworthy news when someone steals home. Rosie basically shrugged it off, though, when I was talking to him pregame. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball by Larkins, blown by Rosario. And 3 straight outs for Larkins, working around the leadoff base hit by Reyes. Go to the bottom of the second. We're scoreless between the Otters and the Slammers on the Otters Digital Network.
Hot wings, cold beer, and good times. Hooters, where wings always win. And now it's time for the chicken toss presented by Hooters. We have our highly trained intern staff down there. We'll be launching rubber chickens to our contestants who are trying to catch them in his net. And number 1 is on the way. It's up. He's tracking. Nicely done. 1 for 1 so far. Number 2 is up. And drifting. Oh. Number 3 on its way. Nice job. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Well done down there.
Welcome back to Duly Field for the bottom of the second inning. Scoreless between the Otters and the Slammers. And hey, do you want to make your lawn and landscape look like a field of dreams? Well, make sure you use 10 Barge Professional brand products. Pick them up at any of our 3 Evansville locations, beautifying the communities we live in and the grass we walk and play on, all since 1940. Vargas did a great job in the first inning, escaping out of a jam. Back-to-back base hits to start the game for the Slammers, but Vargas struck out the next 2 batters before a inning-ending ground out. Face 6, 7, 8, starting off with Scott Holzwasser, the second baseman here for Joliet. Vargas delivers. Holzwasser takes a strike at the knees. Vargas back in the sunshine with home plate well into the shadows. The 0-1, breaking ball outside, 1-1. Jake Green catching Vargas for the 7th time this season. 7 of the 8 starts for Vargas. Green has been the catcher. The 1-1. Popped up by Holzwasser. Right side, Dakota Phillips, the first baseman, over in front of the Joliet dugout. Can't make the catch as it bounces in the Joliet dugout. It's kind of a stairway or a ramp that goes down into the Joliet dugout from the stands, and it bounced in there. Phillips reaching across but couldn't reach the baseball. So Holzwasser has another chance. Vargas comes home and Holzwasser takes high, 2-2. Bottom of the second. No score between the Otters and the Slammers. Vargas kicks and throws. Holzwasser swings and misses. Ball in the dirt, and Green tags him out. That's the 3rd strikeout already for Vargas. Well, it's a good sign for John Vargas to see the curveball working, just falling off the table. And the Slammers struggling to time it up. That's what we've seen of late for Vargas. The curveball has been his best pitch, and it's taken 2 or 3 times through the lineup for the opposing batters to time it up. DePretta Johnson swinging away and grounds the first pitch up the middle and through for a base hit. That's the 3rd hit of the game for the Slammers. That was a fastball in the lower 3rd, and DePretta Johnson grounded it up the middle. So 1 on and 1 out. And it brings up Mike Falsetti, the catcher, here in the bottom of the second. No score between Joliet and Evansville. This time is called. We have the baseball out on the field. As I talked about many times, we were here in Joliet a few weekends ago. There's a great grassy berm down both the right field and the left field line, and tons of kids playing on it, tossing the baseball around, and one of the kids aired on his throw and threw it all the way out onto the actual baseball field. Rosario was able to retrieve it and toss it back in. And Vargas now looking in out of the stretch to face Falsetti, the righty catcher. First pitch home inside. It nearly hit Falsetti. Had to hop out of the way. A lot of great room here at Duly Field for kids to run around and play. A wide concourse, big grassy lawns, both the right field and left field line. Pitch home is a breaking ball in the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Just a very spacious, well-built ballpark. I was talking with Jake Green before the game. He said, I love playing here. He had a big smile on his face. He was in a good mood to be back in Joliet. The 1-1 is a strike at the knees, 1-2. Jake agreed. He said it's well built. It's a newer ballpark and seats over 6,000. It really reminds me of kind of a double-A level ballpark. It is just really modern and well done. The 1-2 swing and a miss. Another breaking ball falling off the table. And Falsetti strikes out. That's strikeout number 4 for Vargas. All swinging, and 3 of the 4 have been on the curveball falling in the dirt, 1 on the slider. So 2 away with DePretta Johnson at first. It brings up Will Salis, the third baseman. Salas just hitting 186 on the year for Joliet. Vargas kicks and throws. Breaking ball inside, 1-0. Vargas on the right side of the rubber. Comes home. Check swing by Salas, and he went around. Another breaking ball, 1-1. Vargas looking for the last out of the second inning. Comes home. Another swing and a miss. Wow. Joliet is going fishing right now, but there's no river at Duly Field. And they're not finding any fish. Swings and misses in abundance right now for Vargas. 1-2 count. Green sets up on the outside corner. Vargas kicks and throws. It's high, 2-2. Went to the fastball. Vargas with 37 strikeouts on the year and 40 1/3 entering today. Had that remarkable 10 strikeout performance against Gateway 2 starts ago, which was his professional high. Already has 4 today. 2-2. Swung on and softly chopped up the middle. Coming in, Sayer underhand. Toss to Skinder, who steps on the second base bag for the 3rd out of the inning. So Vargas gets 2 more strikeouts and works around a base hit to keep the Slammers scoreless. We're through 2, no score on the Otters Digital Network.
Right, Slammers fans, get on your feet. It's time for the Big Frog T-shirt toss. Big Frog custom T-shirts where fun is always celebrated. Need 1 shirt, Big Frog can help you. Need 500 shirts, Big Frog can do that too. With no artwork fees and no minimums, we can get you into a custom T-shirt fast. Visit the Big Frog team in Shorewood on Route 59. Leading off the Evansville third, shortstop number 8, Daniel Sayer.
Welcome back to Duly Field. 2 complete, no score between Evansville and Joliet. As it'll be Daniel Sayer leading things off in the top of the 3rd inning for Evansville. Just 1 base runner so far for the Otters. It was a Reyes base hit. Larkins comes home and Sayer fouls it away right side and out of play. Just the 2nd start of the season for Danny, who's been with the team for the last couple weeks. Filling in at shortstop for Khalil today, who's having the day off. 0-2 home. He is chopped off the edge of the bat and fouled. Sayer in his first start last Saturday for the Otters was 0 for 2, though he was hit twice in that wild game against Florence that the Otters would end up losing 15-8. Showed quickly, though, you take 2 hit by pitches, you're a tough guy. The 0-2 is low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's a good way to show your teammates that you're willing to take one for the team. Sayer's not a big guy, just 5'8", 155. But certainly has some good pop off the bat. The 1-2 Swung on and popped up behind home plate, and it's bouncing out of play. Thought it might be headed near me, but couldn't find it. The window is open tonight. I could get a foul ball if the angle came in just right. 1-2. Swung on and chopped left side. Coming in as the third baseman. Salas gloves it, throw to first in time to get the speedy Sayer. Just got him by a foot.
Now batting catcher number 10, Jake Green.
So one down here in the top of the third, and it brings up Jake Green. No score between the Otters and the Slammers. Certainly early this portends to another pitcher's duel. Just feels like that's the way it's going to be with these two teams this year, as Green takes a first pitch strike on the inner third. Two top pitching staffs. Joliet's offense has really struggled. Otters' offense has been good of late as Green swings and misses 0-2. But you could also point at the Otters' hot offense as being a factor of playing a Florence pitch. Here's the 0-2. It's outside 1-2. Larkin's really quickening his pace. Otters beat up a Florence pitching staff that was worn down and a Gateway pitching staff that's mediocre at best. Certainly you love the hot streak by the Otters offense, but this is a good test this weekend against a really good pitching staff. The 1-2 is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The good news for the Otters is they missed Joliet's ace, Cole Cook, who won Frontier League Pitcher of the Week last week. 2-2 is fouled away right side. Also missed Tyler J., another lefty who also quieted the Otters. Two and 2 count. Larkins on the rubber. Small kick comes home, and Green takes high of full counts. Payoff pitch coming to Jake Green. Here it comes. Inside, strike 3 called. Green started stepping down the first base line, but strike called on the inside corner by Mike O'Leary. And the third strikeout, one time through the lineup for Larkins. So back to the top of the order on the Edward Jones leadoff batter, Noah Myers, with 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the third. Larkins home. Myers takes outside 1-0. Clouds drifting back in, and the sun setting to the west is behind them now. We're all under shadow as the 1-0 sails outside 2-0. Feels like Larkins is getting faster and faster, like a boulder tumbling downhill. And we have another baseball out on the field. Someone's going to have to take a ball away from one of these kids. There's a good 25 kids or so on that right berm, and tons of baseballs being thrown around. And we've already had 2 make it onto the field. 2-0. On the outside corner for a strike, 2-1. Now there's kids playing toss right along the railing. You drop the ball and it goes over. The 2-1 is on the outside corner, 2-2. But knowing what I was like when I was 10 years old at a baseball game, I wasn't even thinking about the game on the field. Just looking to run around and get some energy out. 2-2 is fouled off the screen. I think back to some of my first memories at professional baseball, and was running around playing on a lawn, and I couldn't tell you who won or lost any of those games. The 2-2 swung on and lined up the middle. It's through for a base hit for Noah Myers. Myers with a 2-out knock, and the Otters their second base runner of the game.
Center fielder number 19, Kona Quiggle.
Brings up Kona Quiggle with 1 on. And 2 outs as the Otters trying to put together a 2-out rally here in the third. No score between Evansville and Joliet. Quiggle the lefty batter. Myers takes off. Good jump, but Quiggle fouls it away. And it bounces into one of the suites to my left. Myers was probably going to have second, but have to head back to first now. Oh, 14 of 15 on stolen bases this year. It's the rare guy. There's few players think of Major League Baseball when you hit a home run and you have speed. Those are some of the truly special guys. And Myers has started to put that together this year. He has 14 stolen bases and 8 home runs. He has power and speed at rare combination. Another big lead over at first. Doesn't take off, though, as the 0-1 is high. 1-1. Myers had 21 stolen bases and 9 home runs his senior year at USC Upstate. His power has been remarkable over the last week or so as he dives back in safely under the throw from Larkins. Myers with 4 home runs in his last 6 games. Getting back to last Thursday, another pickoff throw, close play, and Myers just back in safely. And now it should be an easy stolen base for Myers because Larkins has used his last disengagement. Myers can take a massive lead, and he will. About a 5-stride lead over at first base. And Larkins can't throw over. Myers takes off. Quiggle swings and lines one up the middle. It's down for a base hit. Myers will keep on hustling to third as the ball's thrown in. It's a base hit for Quiggle, and the Otters in business here in the third. Runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Now batting first baseman number 7, Dakota Phillips.
So it brings up Dakota Phillips with Myers at third and Quiggle at first. Phillips flew out his first time to the plate. Leads the Otters in RBIs, and he's got a great opportunity here. Larkins peeking back into the sun. Comes home. It's outside. 1-0 to Dakota Phillips. Dak with 37 RBIs on the season. That's tied for 6th best entering the night in the Frontier League and leads the Otters. Wind and a throw. Swung on and popped up into left. Back is Fedko at the track, reaching up and making the catch as he softly runs into the wall. Phillips just missed a 3-run blast as Fedko runs it down. The Otters strand 2 in the third. We're still scoreless as we go to the bottom of the third inning on the Otters Digital Network.
Leading off the Slammers third left fielder number 26, Christian Fedko.
Welcome back to Duly Field for the bottom of the third inning. Turning into a beautiful night here in the southwest suburbs of Chicago. It's Christian Fedko, top of the order, leading things off for Joliet. Fedko takes a first pitch high from Vargas. John struck out 4 the first time through the lineup. Did allow 3 base hits, but worked out of a little bit of trouble. 1-0. Sails outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Vargas at 33 pitches into the 3rd inning. The curveball is working very well. The 2-0 home is a slider outside, 2-1. Vargas has been getting a lot of swings and misses from it. It's been a humid day with some rain, starting to cool down a little bit as the 3-0 home. Catching the inside corner, 3-1. It's been mostly overcast skies all day here in Chicago, but really starting to get a lot of blue sky and not much notable smoke either as the 3-1 catches the outside corner for a strike and a full count. How sunny with some light clouds, warm Friday summer evening. What more can you ask for? The payoff. Swung on and popped up high in the air to left center. Quiggle and Myers meeting, and it's Myers who will make the catch on the edge of the warning track. Fedko gives the baseball a good ride out to left, but Myers on the edge of the warning track makes the first catch of the 3rd. So with 1 away, it brings up Liam MacArthur, the center fielder. Vargas kicks and throws. MacArthur takes outside, 1-0. Start of a busy road stretch for the Otters. Evansville is going to get used to using their luggage. 1-0 home is swung on and chopped through the 6-3 hole and into left to base hit. Now MacArthur just stuck out his bat on a pitch outside of the zone and poked it in between Reyes and Sayer on the left side through the 6-5 hole. Ground ball base hit for MacArthur. He has a 2-hit day already. And with 1 out, it brings up Lane Baremore, the DH. 2-stride lead over at first for MacArthur as Vargas comes home and Baremore fouls it away. Otters entering this weekend with just 15 road games played. That's the least of any team in the Frontier League. Played more home games than anyone else. Vargas steps off, pickoff throw to first, and MacArthur diving in safely under the Phillips tag. Otters are going to play 15 of their next 26 games away from Bosse Field. Here comes the 0-1. It's chops again left side and foul. 0-2 count to Baremore with 1 on and 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. Scoreless. Vargas winds and twirls home. Outside, 1-2. That's 15 of the next 26 games away. In terms of series, that's 5 of the next 8 series on the road for Evansville. That starts with 2 on this road trip. 1-2. Big breaking ball swing and a miss by Baremore. Nasty from Vargas. That got Baremore swinging out of his shoes. A 77-mile-per-hour curveball with some nasty dip on it. 5 strikeouts already for Vargas, and we're only in the 3rd. Brings up Phil steering the first baseman with 2 outs and MacArthur at first. Vargas fires. It's high, 1-0. Otters off to a good start so far this season on the road with the small sample size, 8-7. It's winning 3 of their first 5 road series. One of those 2 road series losses here at Duly Field as the 1-0 is fouled away. Otters haven't been swept either at all this season. Pretty common occurrence in the Frontier League on the road. Evansville one of just 4 teams in the Frontier League with a winning record on the road. Others are obvious suspects as the pitch home, a strike right down Main Street. 1-2. Schaumburg, Gateway, and New Jersey. 3 of the top teams in the Frontier League, the only other teams with winning records on the road. is so hard to do with demanding travel of the league. MacArthur steps off, takes off, but Vargas wasn't done. John's running after him, now tosses to Sayer, who sprints after him and tags him for the last out. Oh my goodness. John Vargas looked like he was playing tag. MacArthur took off and Vargas hadn't come set. He turned around and started sprinting after MacArthur. Eventually tossed to Sayer, who came down to second base, and Sayer, with some speed, ran out MacArthur to tag him out for the third out of the inning. So Vargas faces the minimum in the third. We go to the fourth inning. Scoreless through 3 on the Otters Digital Network.
Hitting off the Evansville fourth, third baseman number 28, Jomar Reyes.
Back at Duly Field, Jomar Reyes swinging at the first pitch and driving it out to left center, and he's racing to second base with a double. How about that from Jomar Reyes? First pitch of the fourth inning, and a liner on a rope out to left center field and rolling all the way to the warning track. And Jomar Reyes, a base hit in the second, and now a double in the fourth for Evansville. And the Otters with a runner in scoring position to lead off the fourth inning as Aaron Beck comes to the plate. Reyes has 2 of the 4 hits so far today for the Otters as we're scoreless in the top of the fourth. And time is called as Beck steps out to reset himself. Beck bat waggling, takes the first pitch outside from Larkins. What a start to the day for Reyes. Line drive base hit to left in the second, and now a double, a screamer that raced out to the left center gap. 1-0. A strike on the outside corner to Beck, 1-1. Otters had 2 hits with 2 outs in the third but couldn't score. Looking for their first run here in the top of the fourth. Scoreless on this Friday night. 1-1 delivered. Beck fouls it away. Left side and into the seats. He couldn't make the catch. He was sitting down. This man, a spectator. And he tried to make the catch without standing up. And he dropped it, and it rolled a few levels down, and now another man is giving it to him. At first he said, no, I don't deserve it. But he said, the other guy said, take it. It's yours. He admits defeat, but he gets the ball anyways as Beck takes high 2-2. You got to stand up if you want it. Unless you got food or a drink in your hand, and this man did not. You got to stand up and make the play. It'll work for your souvenirs. 2-2 home. Back swings and lines one right at the shortstop to Bretta Johnson, who makes the catch, and Reyes hops back to second base. Hard hit ball by Beck, but hit right to the wrong spot. To Bretta Johnson. So one away, with Reyes still at second as it brings up Ethan Skinder. Something the Otters have done a really good job of the last few weeks is situational hitting. Big reason the Otters have scored at least 5 runs in their last 6 games. See if they get Reyes home. Skinder takes a first pitch low, 1-0. Larkins on the far right side of the rubber. He's back at second, comes home. A breaking ball on the outside corner, 1-1. Larkins changes his motion when there's someone on base. Instead of facing parallel to home plate, he goes to the normal rotation where he's turned to the side, facing third base as a righty. Peeking back at Reyes at second, and then firing home. Inside corner, called a strike, 1-2. Reyes at second with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. As Skinder's going to use a timeout. Reset the white batting glove, stretch out the arms, take a piece at the lumber, and step back into the box. Kick and a throw. Inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sun continuing to shine with some light, white broken up clouds ahead. Shadows nearly over the entire infield with center and right still in the sunshine. 2-2 count. Harkins delivers. Inside, and Skinder's worked it full. Skinder grounded out back in the second inning. Ethan moved back in the starting lineup a few weeks ago, and it's worked well for him. Hits in 9 of his last 11 played. Awaiting the payoff. Wind and a throw. Swung on, grounded left to the third base bag and foul. Bounced into the Otters bullpen, and a kid leans over the railing with the glove. Picks it up, and now he's sprinting up the hill, hoisting the ball in the air. Probably finding his parents to tell him, "Look what I found." Gonna try the payoff pitch again. Harkins comes home, inside, and it hits Skinder. Hit him on the elbow. Would have been ball 4 anyways. Skinder is plunked. Good patient at bat by Ethan. And there's 2 on with 1 out as Rosario comes to the plate. Reyes at second and Skinder at first. Rosario struck out swinging his first time up. Otters have 2 on for the second straight inning. Couldn't score in the 3rd. Can they flip the script here in the 4th? Otters making Larkins work. He's at 62 pitches now. Comes home, and it's low to Rosario. A guy that's been really effective all year, Turner Larkins. 8 starts, 9 quality outings. You got to make him work if nothing else. And the Otters have slowed the game down the last few innings. 1-0 home. Rosario chops it right side foul. Larkins is an experienced pitcher, veteran designation. 3rd year in the Frontier League. Spent the last 2 with Joliet and was mostly with Tri-City back in 2021. Was drafted by the Blue Jays back in the mid-2010s. Spent 3 years in the Blue Jays organization. 1-1. Rosario shows bunt. Pulls back away off the bag is Skinner at first, and he's tagged out on the throw down. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Skinner got lost way off the first base bag. Rosario showed bunt and pulled it back, and Skinder just fell asleep there, and Falsetti, a great throw down to first. And steering, tags out Skinder trying to dive back to first base. I don't know if the bunt confused Skinder. He thought Rosario was going to get it down and just kind of froze there for a minute. That is a costly second out as time is called by the catcher Falsetti. So 2 away, and it's a 1-2 count on Rosario with Reyes at second. Pitch home. Rosario fouls it away left side. Larkins cocks back, comes home. It's high, 2-2. Veteran pitcher Larkins has been in the Blue Jays organization. He's been in the Frontier League. He pitched in the SEC, was a starter with Texas A&M. Yeah, he's been around the block and then some. Looking for the last out of the fourth. The 2-2 is low, and Rosario's worked it full. Back-to-back really good plate appearances by Skinder and Rosario. Working up the pitch count on the big righty. Payoff pitch coming to Rosie. Larkins winds home, and Rosario fouls it away again. Reyes at second here in the top of the fourth with 2 outs. Both teams have 4 hits, and both teams have no runs. Larkins winds home. Rosario fouls it off his foot. Fouled off the inside of the left foot. For a lot of guys that are gritty at the plate, certainly someone like Brian Rosario, 5'10" switch hitter, just going to get used to fouling balls off your feet. It's a way to stay alive. This is pitch number 8 of this plate appearance. Here it comes. Reyes takes off. It's outside for ball 4. Reyes just safely into third under the tag, and Rosario will take his base at first. Delayed steal by Jomar Reyes. Either hoping that, well, either assuming Rosario is going to strike out, or the pitch is going to be close enough that Falsetti's going to try to frame it and not throw down right away, which is what happened. Falsetti was hoping for a strike 3 call, but he popped up as he realized it wasn't going to be called. And Sally's just going to get the tag down on Jomar in time. So Jomar at third, and now Rosario at first working an impressive 8-pitch walk, and it brings up Daniel Sayer with runners on the corners and 2 outs. Rosie takes off, pitch is high, and Falsetti pops out and just looks back Reyes to third. Rosario's into second with his 32nd stolen base of the year. It's an easy decision there with, I'm not daring you for Falsetti really throwing down to second, because it would give Reyes the opportunity to score from third. So now runners at second and third. The 1-0 is a breaking ball at the knees for a strike, 1-1. Sayer grounded out to third his first time up. He's looking for his first professional hit. What a time to do it here with 2 on and 2 out in the fourth in a scoreless ball game. 1-1. Sayer swings and pops it up. This is a tough play into shallow left. 3 white jerseys coming in. It's MacArthur, the center fielder, who will make the catch for the third out. The Otters get 2 runners in scoring position, but stranded both in the fourth. We're still scoreless as we go to the bottom of the fourth on the Otters Digital Network.
The upcoming events in the area. The first person to go to the information booth behind section 105 with the correct song name and artist will win a voucher for a free ticket to an upcoming Slammers game.
To the bottom of the fourth from Joliet, we're scoreless between Evansville and Joliet. Frontier League West foes going out for the second time this season already at Duly Field. They'll play 3 times this year. Final series will be in Bosse Field in August. Joliet sitting in 5th in the Frontier League West, while the Otters sitting in 3rd. Phil Steering leads things off for the Slammers, and he swings and fouls the first pitch away. John Vargas on the bump for the Otters, working his 4th inning. What a start it's been. 5 strikeouts for Vargas. His curveball has been excellent early, and the Slammers struggling to time it up. The 0-1. On the outside corner for a strike, 0-2. Other big key we mentioned in the open, Vargas, there's one thing to point out of late that he's struggled with is his command. 4 walks in his last 2 outings. The 0-2 in the dirt. Check swing by Steering. Green will check over to first, but he didn't go. 4 walks, both the last 2 outings for Vargas. Now, all of those walks, for the most part, happened in the latter innings as Vargas tired and his curveball lost a little bit of bite. The 1-2 just outside, 2-2. So certainly the jury's still out on his command, but so far, so good for Vargas. No walks, and not even sure he's gotten to 3 balls. Of course, at a 2-2 count now. It's probably going to right here. Here comes the 2-2. No, it's swung on and lofted into center, down for a base hit. Rolling to Quiggle in center. It's the 5th hit of the day for Steering and the Slammers.
Now batting right fielder number 18, Matt Feinstein.
Joliet has been able to find some base hits, but they haven't been able to string enough together. 2 base hits in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third. And now 1 here in the fourth to lead off for Steering. And it brings up Matt Feinstein, the right fielder. Vargas delivers. Feinstein takes the strike. Joliet playing some good baseball of late. They'd won 3 series in a row until dropping their midweek series at Windy City. The 0-1 is low. Check swing by Steering, and he went around, or Feinstein, excuse me. 0-2. Including a rare road sweep. Joliet swept Lake Erie on the road last week. That was after winning a series over Washington. They went 5-1 last week. They're 7-3 in their last 10. It's really because of the pitching. Joliet's got 9 straight games allowing 4 runs or less. So far doing a good job here against the Otters in a scoreless game. 0-2 to the plate. Swung on it, a chopper right back to Vargas. He turns around, throws to second, to 1, to first. Not in time. So Vargas and the Otters get the force out at second. Feinstein runs it out down the line. So Feinstein and Steering will trade places at first, and the Otters will take the first out of the fourth. Vargas, I think, was just pointing at himself, saying, I should have turned it a little bit quicker. It's a tough play, though, to field it, turn around, and throw to second. And it was a tight call down the first base line with Feinstein running it out. Holzwasser swings and misses at the first pitch. A 1 home, just outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Holzwasser only has 12 hits this year, but one of his hits was a 2-run home run against the Otters. The first time these teams played in early June. Vargas on the far right side of the rubber. Gray shoes kick home. Holzwasser lines one right to the glove of Skinder, leaping up and making a hopping grab for the second out. Great instincts by Ethan Skinder at second base. And a ball hit 100 miles off the bat. Skinder hopping up to make the grab. It's good having Ethan Skinder on your team, especially at second base. So 2 away. Tyler DePreta Johnson, the batter, is the first pitch bouncing in the dirt. Green pops up, blocks it with his chest as it stays in front of him, and looks back Feinstein at first. Vargas an out away from 4 shutout here against Joliet. Scoreless so far between the Otters and the Slammers. 1-0 in the dirt, 2-0. Good crowd on this Friday night. This ended up being a lovely Friday evening. Vargas delivers. It's fouled away right side. Got a lot of great amenities at the ballpark. Got suites, a lot of them. Good 10 suites or so, as one of the fans caught the ball off the window of his suite. They've got some great food here too. I had some awesome mac and cheese before the game. 2-1. Fouled away right side again. They have some independent contractors come in to serve some of the food here at Duly Field. They have a Mexican restaurant and a barbecue joint coming. And I got the barbecue today. And the mac and cheese was just to die for. A little bit of spice in it. Made it perfect. Vargas comes home. It's swung on and chopped. Diving is Sayer. He knocks it down with the glove, picks it back up, and has no play at first. It'll be an infield base hit for DePretta Johnson, and there's 2 on with 2 outs. It was a great effort by Sayer at short, but he was shifted over towards the second base bag with a runner at first, and working back to his left, dove to keep the ball in front of him, but couldn't collect it in time, and when he hopped up, knew he had no play down at first base. So an infield base hit for DePretta Johnson, and Vargas has another jam to work out of. 2 on and 2 out, and Mike Falsetti, the catcher, to the plate. Ready batter against ready pitcher. Vargas delivers, and hold on, time was called at the last minute, and it's a pitch clock violation. Pitch clock violation on Vargas. With runners on, what's going on? I didn't see the pitch clock expire either, as comes home, double steal. Green throws down to third, runner is safe. Oh, Green got a great throw down to third. And Feinstein somehow slid under the tag of Reyes. And Jomar gives Feinstein a little glove tap on the chest, saying, nice job. You beat my tag. Delayed double steal. And Green had a good throw down the line. So now runners at second and third. 1-1 count with 2 outs in the fourth. Pitch home. He is low, 2-1. Feinstein at third, DePretta Johnson at second with 2 outs. 2-1 count to Falsetti. Falsetti just 3 for 13 on the air, just his 4th start of the season. 2-1. Check swing and a ball at the knees, and Falsetti went around. 2-2. Vargas has had to deal with runners on base in every inning. Can he get out of another jam here in the fourth? John winds and throws. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Green picks it up, tosses over to first, and gets Falsetti out. A swing and miss on a ball in the dirt for the 6th strikeout for John Vargas. He strands 2 in the fourth, and we're still scoreless through 4 on the Otters Digital Network.
All right, fans, turn your attention down the third base line. We're going to have our first ever piggyback race here at Duly Field. Finish line is set up. We need to get our racers ready to go. And go. Evansville, fifth catcher number
We're scoreless through 4 from Duly Field and Joliet. Slammers nothing, Otters nothing. And the Otters Digital Network, Griffin Epstein joining you on this Friday night, kicking off a great week of festivities. Fireworks and fun coming up with the 4th of July next week. Jake Green leads off, swings at the first pitch, pops it up into center. Coming in is Liam MacArthur under it and makes the grab for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Larkins in the top of the 5th inning, and he's completed going through the Otters order now twice without allowing a run. Back to the top of the order, and Noah Myers, who's 1 for 2 today. First pitch to Myers is outside 1-0. Larkins, a quick worker, comes home. Myers shows bunt and pulls it back, but it's a strike anyways, 1-1. Otters worked 4 hits, walked once, and 1 batter was hit in the first 2 times through the lineup. Evansville had a great chance in the 4th with 2 runners in scoring position, but couldn't bring anyone home. 1-1 is low, 2-1. I think offense just goes to die here at Duly Field. You look at the scores all year at home. Joliet has just won a ton of close, low-scoring games. The 2-1 swung on and missed, 2-2. Slammers are 14-10 at home, and 16 of their 20 wins all year have been by 3 runs or less because they've all been low-scoring. 2-2, swing and a miss. Larkins just plugging away. He gets Myers swinging on a pitch up and away for 2 away. Hey, Otters fans, if you have a group of friends or coworkers who wish to come to historic Bosse Field and enjoy an Otters home game, contact the Otters front office to reserve a party deck on the Corona Extra Patio Deck. The Corona Extra Patio Deck is one of the best places to watch the game with an all-you-can-eat menu and unlimited bottled water and service. Kona Quiggle sends the ball out to right field. Back goes Matt Feinstein, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Quiggle put a good charge into a baseball, but another 1 pitch, 1 out, and the Otters go down in under 10 pitches in the 5th inning. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, still scoreless on the Otters Digital Network.
Slammers would also like to recognize the following groups in our suites tonight. Amy Farrell, the Wolf family, Post family, FedEx Ground employees, Sewer Sharks, the Burns family, Duly Health and Care, Dan Prosapio, the City of Joliet. To learn more about scheduling a group outing in the suites, call the Slammers office at 815-722-2287. We've got some birthday shout-outs to give out now, too. Happy birthday, Paisley. We love you, Mom and Dad. Happy 50th birthday, Uncle Jimmy. And welcome Coach Nick and the 8U Minocqua River Cats. And our very own Phil Searing, happy birthday. And happy anniversary, Eric and Stephanie.
John Vargas and Turner Larkins in a pitcher's duel on a Wednesday night. What day is it? It's Friday night from Duly Field here in Joliet. No score between the Otters and the Slammers. Vargas looking to match Larkins for 5 shutout. The first game of this 3-game series. Salas, the Venezuelan third baseman, leads off in the bottom of the 5th. Vargas comes home and Salas takes a first pitch high for a ball, 1-0. Well, the second 2 games these teams played is the 1-0 home. He has a strike at the knees, 1-1. Saturday and Sunday of their first series, the first weekend of June, there was one of the other teams got shut out. The Sunday game was 1-0. It was the 1-1 is home outside, 2-1. Otters were shut out 1-0. In the Saturday game, Slammers got shut out 5-0. This feels like one of these teams certainly could be shut out again tonight. 2-1, slider sailing into the left-handed batter's box, 3-1. Vargas kicks and throws. Swung on and grounded right side. Slow bouncing bound ball. Bobbled by Skinner. Picks it back up. Throws to first. Ball is not held on by Phillips. Bounces back onto the turf. And Salas is safe at first. Was not a hard hit ball. Skinner had to move way over to his right towards the first base bag. And the ball just bounced off his chest. He wasn't able to hold on. It led to a rush throw. And even if Phillips was able to hold on to the ball, I don't think it would have been an out anyway. So the bobble cost Skinner, and it will go down as an error on him. As first pitch swung on by Christian Fedko, popped up into center. Back is Kona Quiggle to make the catch, 1 away. That's been Vargas all day today. Gives up a base hit. Here it wasn't. It was an error, but something happens bad behind him, whether it's giving up a hit or an error, and he seems to just bounce back right away. It's just one pitch to get Fedko to fly out. So it brings up the lefty Liam MacArthur. Salas at first reaching on the air here in the bottom of the 5th. We're scoreless as MacArthur takes outside 1-0. 71 pitches for John Vargas here in the 5th inning. He's gone over 100 twice this year as Green takes low 1-1. So still plenty of room to work with here for Vargas, and an obviously well-rested Otters bullpen as they got the day off yesterday. The unscheduled rain out, the first rain out of the season at Bossy Field. It was more of a storm out as much of it was a rain out. We have our 3rd baseball of the game that's escaped from the kids down the right field line lawn and onto the field. It's tossed back in by Drew Taylor, the first base umpire. I think if the kids lose the ball into the field, they should lose the ball. There has to be some kind of punishment. 2-0 sails high, 3-0. Say, well, you lost the ball onto the field. It's like when you throw the ball over the neighbor's fence, but the neighbors aren't too nice. You ring the doorbell, and they're not going to give the baseball back. 3-0 home. He has a strike at the knees, and it's 3-1 to MacArthur. Vargas steps off, and they're going to call a balk. I didn't think Vargas was set. Vargas does also not think he was set, but Shane Cannon, the third base umpire who was standing in front of the second base bag, called it right away. Vargas stepped off as Salas started to dance over at first base. He's dancing at second now as a strike comes into MacArthur, and it's a full count. So an error and then a balk, advancing Salas to second in this game where every run certainly counts. We have no score. Payoff pitch coming to MacArthur. This is a big one. Vargas peeks back at seconds. Delivers home. Outside for ball 4. MacArthur works a walk, and there's runners at first and second with 1 out. here in the bottom of the fifth, and Lane Baremore, the DH, coming to the plate. Baremore, one of the better hitters on the Slammers. 259 batting average is third best. And the Slammers, without their top hitter today, Matthew Workington, who's out with an injury. First pitch home to Baremore, right down the middle for a strike. Salas at second, MacArthur at first, one out in the bottom of the fifth, no score. Vargas speaking back at second, delivers. Swung on and lined into left field, a base hit. Salas hustling around from third. Myers, the throw home is not in time. It's 1-0 Joliet. Lane Baremore comes through with the RBI base hit to score. Salas from second. The throw from Myers never really stood a chance with a speedy runner. And it is the Slammers who strike first in the bottom of the fifth. Will go down as an unearned run as Salas reached on the air. So MacArthur to second, Baremore now at first, and Joliet's taking a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the fifth. Phil Steering, the batter, takes inside. The air by Skinder, Fedko popped out, MacArthur walked, and then the base hit by Baremore to score the first run of the game for Joliet. 1-0. Swung on and popped up into right. Back is Rosario at the track, keeping it on. Phil Steering, a 3-run home run. His first blast of the year puts the Slammers in front 4-0. That woke up Duly Field in a hurry. Ball that just kept on carrying out to right. Rosario looked like he had a good beat on it, but it cleared the short wall just outside of the reach of Rosie as Matt Feinstein to the plate lays down a bunt and fouls it away. Solo home run doesn't cost you a game, but so often a 3-run homer does. And a pitch over the center of the plate, and Steering barreled it up to right. Pitch is low to Feinstein. 1-1. So 4 across in the fifth. And the Otters now trail 4-0. Vargas kicks and throws. Steering pops it up into center field. Quiggle is under it, reaches up the glove, and makes the catch for the second out.
Now batting second baseman number 22, Scott Holzwasser.
Comes up Holzwasser with 2 away. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 4-0 lead for Joliet. 4 put across here in the fifth inning. All going so smoothly for Vargas, but really just one big mistake. And it's cost him dearly as Holzwasser fouls the first pitch away. Error by Skinder, walk to MacArthur, RBI base hit by Baremore, and then Steering with right now the biggest swing of the game. Pitch home is low. 2-1. Joliet not a team that hits many home runs, just their 32nd of the season, and Steering's first of the year. 1-1. Catches the outside corner for a strike, 1-2. It's a Slammers team that just has very few guys producing offensively, and they're without their top offensive guy in Workington tonight. And need someone else to step up and produce. And Steering, a second-year Slammer coming through. 1-2 outside, 2-2. 2-2 count to Holzwasser. Takes outside, check swing. Did he go? No. And a full count. Otters bullpen is still quiet. Vargas, 3 earned runs now on his tab. The first was not earned. Payoff is low for ball 4, and Holzwasser works a walk to keep the inning going. Said it before, the command when it starts to fall off for Vargas is a sign of trouble. Saw it in this inning with the walk to MacArthur. He fell behind a couple other batters. And now another walk here to Holzwasser, his second of the inning. Pitch home to DePrete Johnson is a strike. 4 runs across. That's the second most Vargas has allowed in any game this year. Just his second home run is well allowed, and his first was at Hinchliffe Stadium in New Jersey. And those home runs are kind of cheap with how small that ballpark is. As DePrete Johnson takes another strike, 0-2. The magic of baseball is the unlikely happens, and a team that doesn't hit home runs against a team that doesn't give up home runs gives one up here tonight. The 0-2 outside 1-2. 4-0 Joliet here in the bottom of the 5th. Kick and a throw, breaking ball inside corner, strike 3 call. Nasty pitch from John Vargas. He has his 7th strikeout of the game, but 4 runs come across for Joliet. Phillips steering the 3-run home run, and it's 4-0 after 5 on the Otters Digital Network.
It's been called the most exciting 15 seconds or so in all of sports. That's right, fans. It's time for the Pony Hop, presented by Metro. Our riders are getting to the gates. They will hop on their trusted steeds. Once they hear the bell ring and the gates open, they will be on their way. And they're off. The number 2 horse is off to a slight lead. And here they come down the stretch. The number 2 horse seems to be stuck in neutral for a moment, but puts it back in gear and falls across the finish line. Congratulations. Hey, Slammers fans, when you take Metro to the ballpark, you not only save yourself all the hassles and cost of driving, you can save $2 on the cost of admission. Just show your Metro ticket to the box office. Metro is a proud sponsor of Slammers baseball, and Metro can drop you off just steps from the ballpark. Metro is the safe, fast, easy, and affordable way to travel all around Chicago and the suburbs. So go Slammers and go Metro.
Welcome back to Duly Field for the top of the 6th inning. 4-0. Joliet leads a 4-run bottom of the 5th inning, ends the shutout, and the Otters are going to have to try to figure out Turner Larkins, or at least chase him from the game and face another Slammers pitcher. Go to Phillips leads things off in the 6th and takes the first pitch outside. Otters have managed 4 hits off Larkins. This is the 0-1 on the inside corner for a strike, 0-2, and have put 2 runners on in the last in both the 3rd and the 4th innings. Haven't managed a run. The 1-1 is fouled off the screen. No clouds in the sky pretty much now, just a few scattered ones up to the north towards Chicago. The sun is reflecting off Joliet Central High School out past right field. The 1-2 is swung on and grounded by Phillips. Right side in the shallow right is the second baseman. Holzwasser throws to first in time before the first out. Hot bouncing ball, and Holzwasser takes a good angle at it, working all the way back into right field to find it and getting Phillips. One away, and it brings up Jomar Reyes. What a day it's been for Reyes. He is 2 for 2, a base hit in the second and a double in the fourth. First hit home to Jomar, taking all the way, first pitch strike. Reyes hits now in 34 of his 39 games played. Another multi-hit day for the Dominican Republic native as Reyes fouls one off the top of the roof, and it thuds back into the seats. Everyone's safe. And a woman has a ball. 0-2 count as Reyes calls time. Reyes' 8th multi-hit game of the season, but he swings and misses at a ball in the dirt for out number 2.
Now batting designated hitter number
Reyes strikes out, and there's 2 away as Aaron Beck comes to the plate with the bases empty. Well, for the first time in more than 2 decades, the Frontier League All-Star Game returns to Chicago's Southland. Come to Duly Field in Crestwood, home of the Windy City Thunderbolts, as Aaron Beck swings at the first pitch and pops it up into center field. There is MacArthur, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. The Otters going down too quickly to even get through reads. But hey, if you want to see the best of the Frontier League in the skills competition and the All-Star Game, it's July 11th and 12th. It's right around the corner. And you can visit WCThunderbolts.com for more information. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 6th inning. The Slammers lead 4-0 on the Otters Digital Network. Bottom of the 6th inning from Joliet. 4-0, the Slammers lead the Otters. John Vargas out to work his 6th inning of work, but a 4-run 5th inning that he'd like to have back. Really one pitch he'd love to have back. A Phil Steering 3-run home run. The Slammers scored an unearned run before that homer as a runner reached on an air and came around to score on a base hit. Vargas will try to keep it a 4-run game. Mike Falsetti is the batter as he leads off and fouls the first pitch off the screen. Lights are on here at Duly Field. Soon coming into effect. The 0-1 outside 1-1. The Slammers here in Joliet, southwest suburb of Chicago. The 1-1 swung on, grounded up the middle. Sayer somehow able to glove it, picks it up, throws to first, dug out by Phillips in time for the out. Wow, Daniel Sayer showing off in his first professional start at short. Working to his right, almost behind the second base bag, able to glove it, spin around, and fire a bullet over to first base, and Phillips picks it one hop off the dirt for the first out of the inning. What a play by Sayer. Salas takes a first pitch strike at the knees. Now Sayer has impressed in a few different levels for the Otters in his 2 starts now this season. He's clearly a great fielder for being a small shortstop at just 5'8". Salas takes one inside, 1-1. Pitch home. Outside, 2-1. Now, Sayer is the first Otter born in the 21st century, making history when he played at Florence last Saturday. And he looks like it, too. The 2-1 is swung on and chopped left side and foul. Especially from a distance, at just 5'8", and he's got a baby face. Looks like he might be a high school player, but boy, he plays like a pro. Gritty, tough, and athletic as well. 2-2, fouled away. Sometimes the shorter guys play a little bit harder. They got a little bit more of a chip on their shoulder. They've been disrespected, overlooked on the playground, and then eventually by coaches. Yet they're still here, still battling. 2-2 outside, and it's a full count. Sayer, who played at Tennessee Wesleyan, also where Dakota Phillips played, one of the top NAIA collegiate baseball programs in the country. Sayer grew up in Marina, California, about an hour and a half south of San Francisco. The 0-2 is outside, 3-2 is outside, and that's ball 4. So Fedko works a walk.
Now batting left fielder number 20.
And there's one on with one out. That was Salas who works a walk. Now Fedko's coming up. Back to the top of the order for Joliet. 1 on and 1 out, and some action starting to go in the Otters bullpen as down goes Salas to second, and he's in with a stolen base. Salas got great speed. Helped cause a balk by Vargas last inning, and now it takes off. Got a great jump, good throw by Green, but it never stood a chance. So Salas at second. Fedko still at the plate, an 0-1 count with 1 out. 4-0 Slammers as Fedko takes the strike at the knees, 0-2. Time is called by Fedko. 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors for the Slammers. No runs on 4 hits and 1 error for the Otters. Oh, and 2 home. Swung on and popped up into center. If he steps in, is Quiggle under it and makes the grab. 2 away.
Now batting center fielder number 28, Liam MacArthur.
Brings up Liam MacArthur with 2 down and Salas at second. Here in Joliet. Might notice the Slammers nickname. It's a unique name, and it's jail themed. His first pitch home to from Vargas is a outside ball to MacArthur. It's named it because of the Joliet Correctional Center, which was originally known as the Illinois State Penitentiary. It's historic, quite famous old jail that's no longer in use, but was in use from 1858 to 2002. How about that? They say there's some ghosts there, and I would think so with all that time, as MacArthur takes low 2-1. Prison's been featured in a variety of films and different media, and it's a major part of the town. And the Slammers really have dug into the name. Their mascot, a jailbird. The 1-1 on the inside corner for a strike. 1-2, and even the colors are the Slammers, black and orange. A lot of the places around the ballpark jail themed as well. 1-2 home. Swung on and popped up into center, down for a base hit. Salas is sent. Throw home will be cut off. It's 5-0 Joliet. RBI base hit for MacArthur. He has his third hit of the day and hasn't gotten out.
Hitter number 39, Wayne Barrymore.
Solly's the walk, stole second, and he's got some high-level speed. And there was no chance a throw was going to make it. 5 runs across for Joliet, 2 outs, and Max Peterson is going to make a call to the bullpen for the Otters. James Crick coming into the game, and Vargas's day is done. It was a great first 4 innings for Vargas, but 4 coming across in the 5th and 1 more in the 6th, and the Otters having to make a change. We'll be back on the other side. It's 1 on with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. 5-0 Slammers on the Otters Digital Network.
Now pitching for the Otters, number 21, James Crick.
Back at Duly Field with the Otters making a call to the bullpen. James Crick into the ball game for the Otters. All calls to the bullpen brought to you by the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road. You can find all your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East. Lane Barrymore will be the first batter to face James Crick. The righty comes home. It's a pitch low and in the dirt. 5-0 Joliet leads here with Vargas unable to get the last out of the 6th. Crick making his 16th appearance of the season, 21 1/3 innings worked, an excellent 2.95 ERA. 1-0 home, a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Crick has not allowed a run in his last 2 outings, including an inning and 2/3 on Tuesday against Gateway. He didn't walk 2 batters. That's been something that Crick's working on right now, is consistently improving his command. The 1-1 outside, 2-1. Crick's walked a batter in his last 4 outings. It's been strong for the Otters. Had an excellent first month of the season. He didn't have an outing. He allowed more than 1 run in all the way into June 10th. As Barrymore swings and misses 2-2. That can provide some length too. Trying to keep it a 5-run game and eat up some outs as well for the Otters. 2-2. Swung on and lofted up the middle over the head of Skinder and into center, a base hit. Barrymore didn't get much of it, but he got just enough of it. And it landed in shallow center out of the reach of both Skinder and Sayer. So 2 on. And 2 outs as Phil Steering, the big home run man, comes to the plate again. Steering going opposite field for a 3-run home run back in the 5th inning. Certainly the loudest Duly Field's been all night by a mile. Crick comes home, it's outside, goes through the legs of Green and rolls all the way to the wall. Both runners will advance as Green runs after it. MacArthur to third and Barrymore to second. Four in the 5th, 1 more here in the 6th, and it's 5-0 Joliet. Crick delivers, It's low, 2-0. There's some action in the Slammers pen. The Otters would love to see anyone else but Turner Larkins at this point, who has had Evansville's number, limited them just 4 hits and no runs. 2-0 to Steering. Here's a strike at the letters, 2-1. Kick and a throw home. It's in the dirt. Green throws off the mask as he runs after it. It trickles down the third base line. Everyone stays put. It's now 3-1 to Steering. First game of 6 on the road for the Otters. July is going to really test how good the Otters are on the road. Challenging schedule ahead. 3-1 to Steering. High for ball 4. He works the walk. The bases are loaded with 2 outs. Steering walks. Bases are juiced. And it brings up Matt Feinstein, the right fielder, with a swing of the bat. Could put this game pretty much away for the Slammers and slam the metaphorical door shut. Ready on ready matchup. Crick comes home. It's low again. And a good block by Green. He's had a busy day behind the plate. He's going to when John Vargas is pitching. You're going to have all those curveballs down in the turf. Of course, it's easier here playing with the turf than playing with the dirt of Bossy Field. Something the Otters talk about. Gives them an advantage. Almost all the fields in the Frontier League being turf. That when teams come to Bossy Field, they're at a disadvantage, not used to the unusual bounces of a natural dirt field. 1-0 home. Fouled off the end of the bat. Evansville is yet to play on a natural field this year outside of Bossy Field. Everywhere they've gone so far has been turf. 1-1. Breaking ball on the inside corner for a strike, 1-2. Schaumburg in all natural field. The Otters, though, will not be there until their very last series of the year against the defending Frontier League West champs. One and two to Feinstein is swung on and grounded left side. It's a fair ball. Gloved by Reyes, and he steps on the third base bag for the third out of the inning. So one more comes across in the sixth, but Crick gets out of the jam, and the Otters keep it a 5-run ball game. We go to the seventh. It's 5-0 Slammers on the Otters Digital Network.
How many Slammers front office team members are Polish? Is the answer A4, B3, or C1? We'll have the answer coming up in just a little bit. It's the Sun Power by SunEdus call for the bullpen. Now coming to the pitcher, Joliet, number 46, Aiden O'Brien.
Back at Duly, 5-0 lead for Joliet over Evansville here on the Otters Digital Network. Good news for Evansville, the day is done for Turner Larkins. He goes 6 shutout, has his 8th quality start of the season. But the Otters now seeing a new pitcher. His first pitch home from Caden O'Brien in for a strike. O'Brien, lefty, 19 innings pitched, 5.21 ERA. He fires low to Skinder 1-1. 30 strikeouts in 19 innings pitched. Big strikeout pitcher, but he's had some poor outings on the year. The 1-1. Skinder swings and drives one out to left center. Racing over is Fedko, can't get there. It bounces off the warning track in the wall. A stand-up double for Ethan Skinder. The Otters offense has life in the 7th.
Now batting right fielder number 12, Brian Rosario.
Skinder a double. His 10th hit in his last 12. The leadoff runner in scoring position here for the Otters as Rosario comes to the plate. And what do we have here now? Umpires are meeting, and I don't know. Someone put a finger in the air and no one is moving, so I'm going to assume it was just much to do about nothing. Skinder at second and Rosario coming to the plate. Rosie's 0 for 1 today, walked in the 4th. First pitch home from O'Brien is outside, bounces off the glove of Falsetti and goes back to the backstop. And Skinder will jog down to third. Nothing else. The Otters are 90 feet away from avoiding the shutout when they've already been shut out once here at Duly Field this season. Nobody out here in the inning. O'Brien, as we mentioned, has the tendency to be blown up at times. 4 different appearances this year. He's given up 2 runs or more. 1-0 to Rosario is high, 2-0. Is high, 3-0. There's more milling around in the Joliet bullpen. This is a slow start for O'Brien. Double by Skinder, advances on a pass ball, and now a 3-0 count to Rosario. Otters trail by 5. The 3-0 home is inside for ball 4. Rosario works a 4-pitch walk, and the Otters sure are happy to see anyone but Turner Larkins on the mound. 6 shutout, only allowed 4 hits, and he retired 7 in a row when he exited. Kind of surprised that maybe we didn't see Larkins for the 7th, but the Otters off to a good start on O'Brien as Daniel Sayer comes to the plate. 0 for 2 today. Runners on the corners and nobody out here in the 7th. First pitch home to Sayer. Taken all the way, it's high. That's 5 straight balls thrown by O'Brien. Has just 9 walks in 19 innings pitched as the next pitch sails outside, 2-0. And now there is another arm starting to throw in the Joliet pen. Got 5 outs to play with. The pitcher just doesn't have it. I'm not sure it's worth taking too much of a chance on. 2-0. High for ball 3. That's 7 straight. I can't imagine Sayer swings here if a swing won him $1 million. 3-0, taken all the way, and there finally is a strike. And Rosario is caught in a rundown. Racing over is the shortstop, DePretta Johnson, to tag him out. And that's the first down of the inning. Uncharacteristic base running there by Rosario as he was caught lurking off the bag and tried to take off to second, but O'Brien quickly spun around, and DePretta Johnson, the shortstop, got him in a rundown as he tried to get back to first base. So that puts a damper on the Otters' rally a little bit. So there's now one out, but still a 3-1 count to Sayer, and swings and misses, and a full count. Skinder at third with one out. Here in the top of the seventh. 5-0 lead for the Slammers. Payoff home is outside for ball 4. So Sayer works a walk, and now runners are right back on the corners.
Now batting, catcher number 10, Jake Green.
It's twice today an Otters runner has been thrown out at first on a just kind of base running miscue, falling asleep. Uncharacteristic base running errors by the Otters, but in a low scoring series, those tend to hurt you. Meaning at the mound between O'Brien and the rest of his infield. Gives us a chance to remind you that for landscape design that is truly unique, look to locally owned Wild Horticulture. Whether you need a team to design and construct a large-scale landscape project for your business or are looking to create an epic backyard retreat complete with plants, water, and light installation, the experienced team at Wild can take your ideas to the next level. You can find them on Instagram or visit at wildspaces.com. Jake Green is the batter with runners on the corners and one out. The Otters trail by 5, and O'Brien is certainly not looking comfortable on the mound as he steps off and calls time, grabs the rosin bag, and tries to dial himself in here. He's allowed a double and 2 walks. First pitch home to Green is a strike on the outside corner. Lights are on, pretty much into full effect. A darkening blue sky. It's a dark blue to the east, while on the west is still a light baby blue. As the sun slowly disappears to the west coast, Green checks his swing up in the zone, and he went around. Green disagrees on the call. And he's going to call time as he's behind 0-2. Otters just trying to get a run to get that ugly 0 off the scoreboard. Oh, and 2 is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Or one ball and 2 strikes make it. Otters have a runner at third for the 3rd time today. Is the 7th inning finally the 1. The 1-2 lunged at and popped up into shallow center. Coming in MacArthur now backs up and makes the catch. Skinder racing home. They'll cut off the throw, and the Otters are on the board. Get a run here in the 7th and trim the lead to 4. Sac fly off the bat at Green, just got enough of it. And MacArthur tried to come in hoping that the ball would die, but ended up having to go back a few steps. And enough for Skinder to score. The Otters, though, looking for that big inning here. Chills trailing by 4. Stayer staying at first base. Back to the top of the order, Noah Myers swings at the first pitch, pops it up into right center. Back is MacArthur, and it bounces off the base of the wall. Sayer is sent racing around from third. He will score without a throw, and it's 5-2. An RBI double for Noah Myers off the base of the right field wall, and the Otters starting their march back. Myers has a 2-hit day. Ball over the center of the plate, and Myers launched that ball out to right. And as we saw with the home run by Steering, that cleared the right field wall. A ball that just kept on carrying. Jet stream blowing out to right field. So Evansville trying to keep the inning going with 2 outs. Myers at second, and now it's Kona Quiggle. 2 have come across for Evansville to trim the lead to 5-2. Fire home, swing and a miss by Quiggle. Quiggle 1 for 3 today with a base hit back in the 3rd. 0-1. Swing and a miss again, 0-2. Breaking ball outside. Bryan's not been pretty in this inning, but he's a strike away from getting out of it. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Quiggle strikes out. Otters get 2 back, though. They trim into the deficit. It's down to 3. 5-2, the Slammers lead. It's stretch time here at Duly Field. We'll be back on the other side on the Otters Digital Network.
Sponsored by 7-Up. Let's all sing along with Harry to take me out to the ball game.
Back at Duly Field in Joliet, southwest suburb of Chicago, the Otters' second trip here this year. They trail 5-2 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 runs for the Otters in the 7th to try to chip away at the deficit. Scott Holzwasser will lead off against James Crick in the bottom of the 7th inning. Evansville, 2 more innings to play with to try to complete their biggest comeback of the year. Holzwasser takes the first pitch strike from Crick. Crick got the last out of the 6th inning. Got out of a bases loaded jam in relief of John Vargas. Now working a clean slate here. The 0-1. Holzwasser swings and lost one over the head of a leaping Sayer and into center field. Base hit for Holzwasser to lead off the 7th. Sayer gave it everything his 5'8" frame could yield. And the sunglasses went flying off the top of the hat, but over his head. So Holzwasser aboard, and it brings up Tyler DePreta-Johnson. First pitch home, DePreta-Johnson swings and pops one up into center. Back is Quiggle, but playable. He makes the catch a few steps from the track. 1 away. Fire station is out past left field here at Duly Field, and some fire trucks heading out. It's actually a comical sign on the fire station, maybe put up by the firefighters. If you hit a ball down the left field line, it'd be 550 feet to get to the fire station. As the first pitch, missing low to Mike Falsetti, the catcher. 1 on and 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 7th, a 5-2 lead for the Slammers. It would take a lot to get 550 feet to the fire station over left field concourse and patio seating and over a wall and over the street to the firehouse. It's not impossible, but It takes something special, but they've got it there just in case, and it certainly elicited some laughs when the Otters bus drove by it last series. 1-0. Popped up high in the air, left side by Falsetti. Back is Sayer on the edge of the left field turf to make the catch. 2 away.
Now batting third baseman, number 13, Will Salas.
Salas comes to the plate with 2 outs, and Holzwasser still at first here in the bottom of the 7th. Otters have more action in their bullpen, and the Slammers also still have it ready warming. I'd be surprised if they brought out O'Brien for the 8th. Now we're in a 3-run ball game, and O'Brien's certainly struggled in the 7th. Salas has reached twice today, and his speed has caused an issue for the Otters. First pitch, a strike on the inside corner. Reached on an error in the 5th and came around to score the first run. He helped cause a balk to Vargas and then walked in the 6th and stole a base. And also came around to score. 0-1. On the outside corner for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Slammers 5, Otters 2 in the bottom of the 7th. Otters trying to avoid dropping back-to-back games for just the 3rd time this season. Oh, 2 home. In the dirt, 1-2. Evansville's 12-3 after a loss this year. They've lost multiple games in a row just twice. They had a 3-game losing streak, their longest of the year. Losing the last game at New Jersey, first to Quebec on the first road trip, and then lost the first 2 at home against Schaumburg. 1-2. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. Crick works a good 7th. He keeps the lead at 3. We go to the 8th. Joliet leads 5-2 on the Otters Digital Network.
All right, who wants to go on a food run? We have our contestants down there, the hot dog and pizza. We're going to get set on their marks. They will race down to the interns once they get set. All right, you ready down there? Go. And hot dog is the big winner tonight. And we've got one more group shout out tonight. Please welcome CrossFit Winfield. Tonight's sample trivia answer is B. There are 3 team members from the Slammers for Officer of Bowling. Now pitching for the Slammers, number 9, Tyler J.
Welcome back to Duly Field, top of the 8th inning. The Otters trail 5-2 here on the Otters Digital Network. Opener of 3 against the Slammers. The Otters trailed by as much as 5 in this ball game, but they scored 2 off the Slammers bullpen in the 7th, and they'll now face a new reliever here in the 8th. Dakota Phillips leads off against the righty Tyler J. Phillips takes the first pitch, strike on the outside corner. This is Jay's first start out of the bullpen this year as Phillips fouls one straight off the screen. Jay started against the Otters on Friday night, the first time these teams faced off, and did quite well. Phillips takes strike 3 on the outside corner. A beautiful slider. Got the outside corner of the plate, 1 away.
Now batting
Just like that, 3 pitches and 1 out in the 8th for Jay. Jay earned the win back on June 2nd against the Otters. 6 innings pitched. Allowed 5 hits, just 2 runs, and 7 strikeouts. 42 strikeouts in 38 innings pitched for Jay. He's been an excellent starter. First pitch home to Reyes, swung on and grounded to the right side, right to the glove of the second baseman. Holzwasser throws to first in time. 2 away, and the Otters 2 quick outs here on the 8th on just 4 pitches.
Now batting designated hitter number 39, Aaron Beck.
Not sure why the Slammers are using Jay out of the pen. He started last Sunday against Lake Erie and pitched well, but coming in now out of the bullpen here for the 8th, and so far so good. And what is a safe situation right now for Joliet? Aaron Beck coming to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. The Otters just 4 outs left to work with as they trail 5-2. First pitch home. Beck takes a strike at the knees. Otters at risk of dropping back-to-back games. The first game of this 6-game road trip. The 0-1 is sliced off the screen. Game 2 will be tomorrow night. 30 minutes earlier at 6:05. Parker Brahms going for the Otters against Andrew Dietz for the Slammers. 0-2 is fouled away again by Beck. Lights on in full effect now here at Joliet. Good Friday night crowd. It's been a lively evening and they've certainly enjoyed themselves. The 0-2 home. Fouled off the end of the bat of Beck and grounded right to Andy McCauley, the Otters skipper. Gloves it and tosses it over to the Joliet bat boy. Andy McCauley in his 14th season with the Otters. He's been everywhere in the Frontier League so many times. He knows so many people, has built so many relationships. It's impressive to see. The 0-2 by Beck is sliced up the middle and through, a base hit. Aaron Beck lines one up the middle and into center field, and he keeps his hit streak going. It's 7 games now.
Second baseman number 1, Ethan Skender.
Has a hit in every start this season. Keeps the 8th going. 1 on with 2 outs, and it brings up Ethan Skinder. Skinder started the Otters rally in the 7th with the double to left and came around to score the first run of the game. First pitch to Skinder, sails outside for a ball, 1-0. Ethan came around to score. He's now scored in 9 games in a row for the Otters, which ties the best run streak of the year. 1-0 by Skinder. Popped up into right center. This ball carrying back. MacArthur at the edge of the track makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. The Otters go scoreless in the top of the 8th. They have 3 outs left to work with as they trail 5-2 on the Otters Digital Network.
Once again, red ticket 301061. Head to the information, or head to the raffle booth on the concourse to claim your prize. Where it began, back in
Almost like we're at Fenway as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning from Duly Field, playing Sweet Caroline in the middle of the 8th inning. Joliet leads 5-2. They'll look for some more insurance before we go to the 9th inning. James Crick going to work his second full inning of work. He's worked an inning and a third and had a strong 7th, allowed a leadoff base hit, and then 3 straight outs. Face the top of the order, and Christian Fedko here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Crick comes home, and Fedko takes the first pitch strike on the inside corner. Crick delivers. Fedko pops one up high in the air down the left field line. Myers under it, reaches up the glove and makes the grab. 1 away. It's time for a look at the Frontier League scoreboard, brought to you by WJPS 107.1. You can tune in every Monday through Friday to WJPS for the Otters Daily Update, brought to you by our very own Zane Clodfelter. Busy night across the Frontier League with the All-Star break approaching. First pitch to Liam MacArthur, in for a strike. 3 series remaining before the All-Star break. And lots of finals to report, including in Lake Erie, where the Crushers come from behind to walk off New York. Big win for Lake Erie, who the Otters will see next after the Slammers, as MacArthur takes inside 1-1. Otters looking up to Gateway in the Frontier League West. The Grizzlies game, though, postponed tonight against Trois-Rivières. They had a major storm roll through the St. Louis area. The 1-1's grounded up the middle, off the mound, and springing into center field. It's a base hit for MacArthur. What a day for MacArthur. That's his 4th hit. Wow. Well, leads the Slammers offense in batting average, and he's had quite a day today. 3 base hits, and he worked a walk in the big 5th inning for Joliet. Brings up Lane Baremore with 1 on and 1 out. Crick comes home. Baremore takes outside 1-0. Grizzlies game postponed. The rain had cleared, but the storm was so big it knocked out power at Grizzlies ballpark, and they weren't able to get all the lights back on. So back-to-back days, the Grizzlies with the postponement. They're scheduled to play 2 tomorrow against Trois-Rivières. Baremore takes outside, and it's 2-0. Florence's pitching woes are continuing as they trail Windy City 12-3 in the top of the 9th. I think it's time to start being worried about the Y'all's pitching staff, which is injured and beat up and struggling right now. 2-0 home. Swing and a miss by Baremore, 2-1. Big bender by Crick with some good bite. Windy City has picked things up a late. They will hold on. They're going to be 7-4 in their last 11. Coming off a series win over Joliet. Playing some better baseball. 2-1 is high, 3-1. Schaumburg is 3 outs away from winning in Washington. They lead 6-4. Boomers got walked off in heartbreaking fashion last night at Tri-City, but good bounce back tonight against the struggling Wild Things. 3-1. Inside, and it hit Baremore. Ouch, it hit him on the hand. He's in some pain. And there's 2 on with 1 out. MacArthur to second, and Baremore at first after getting hit in the hand. Crick, 33 pitches now in an inning and 2/3. Put his hand down to try to signal to Max Peterson that he was okay, but Peterson is walking on out and he's signaling for a change. So that's going to do it for Crick. Otters trying to hold the lead at 3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Going back to the bullpen, we'll tell you all about the new reliever coming in 30 seconds. It's 5-2, Slammers in the bottom of the 8th on the Otters Digital Network.
Pitching for Evansville, number 36, Tyler Vale.
Let's push past the nightclub with the windows down and tell everybody where Earth, Wind, and Fire. Okay. Do you remember?
Tyler Vale into the ball game for the Otters in the bottom of the 8th inning, trying to hold the lead for the Slammers at just 3 runs. Vale, the career strikeouts leader for the Otters in his 6th year in Evansville, making his 9th appearance of the season. 10 1/3 innings pitched for the veteran journeyman, trying to bounce back after struggling in his last outing against the Yalls last Saturday night. Gave up 2 hits and 2 runs came across against Vale, but solid overall this season with that 1.74 ERA and 11 strikeouts in 10 1/3 to go with just 2 walks. Looking for 2 outs, but it won't be easy. Heart of the order for Joliet with Phil Steering, the first baseman, coming to the plate. Pitching change brought to you by the Answer Auto Repair Ace, where you can find all your battery needs. Located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. Steering with the big 3-run home run today. That's the difference in the ball game. First pitch home to Steering is a strike on the inside corner. First home run of the season for Steering. Part of a 4-run 5th for Joliet. They added 1 more in the 6th. The Otters played at 2 in the 7th. A 1 inside. 1-1. Otters were shut out through 6 innings by the Joliet starter Turner Larkins. They got 2 across in the 7th. Skinder had a double and came around to score on a sac fly. And then Myers had a double to bring home Daniel Sayer. 1-1 on the outside corner for a strike, 1-2. Schaumburg has gotten the last outs at Wild Things Ballpark, and they have beaten Washington 6-4. So the Boomers now move into a tie with Gateway atop the Frontier League West. The Otters currently standing a 1.5 games back. Pitch to Steering is inside, and the count evens up at 2 apiece. That's all your Frontier League West scores. Ottawa beat Quebec in a Battle of Canada 8-1 tonight in Canada's capital. Tri-City in New Jersey in a good series. The Valley Cats win 4-3 at Hinchliffe. 2-2. Swung on and grounded right side and through for a base hit. Joliet will send MacArthur home. The throw's cut off, and the Slammers add to their total. Vale or Phillips cut off the throw and threw down to second, and Barrymore is out there around the back, so that's the second out. But Joliet has extended the lead to 4. What a day for Phil Steering. The 3-run home run, an RBI base hit here in the 8th to extend the lead to 4. Barrymore went too far around the bag, and Phillips did a nice job cutting the ball off when he realized there wouldn't be anyone out and throwing to second to get the second out of the inning. So 2 away with Matt Feinstein to the plate and just a runner at first. But it is 6-2 now, Joliet. Vale comes home. Feinstein takes the first pitch strike. Last score to report on: Sussex County over Empire State today, 6-3. The Miners returning home after a 9-game road trip for them. A 1 is chopped foul, 0-2. Want to give a shout out and well wishes to Brett Luther, who got out of the hospital a couple days ago. Wasn't able to join the Miners when they took on the Otters. He's back with Sussex County and called the game tonight, and we're wishing nothing but the best health-wise for Brett. The 0-2 sails high. Green throws down to second on the throw to second. Out is Steering. Good throw by Jake Green. He's thrown out his 9th runner of the season, and Steering thrown out on the bases. Joliet gets 1 more, though, in the 8th. They extend the lead to 4 at 6-2. Otters will look for a rally in the 9th. We'll be right back on the Otters Digital Network. Last call for the Otters in the top of the 9th inning from Duly Field. They trail 6-2 on the Otters Digital Network. Tyler J is going to try to finish this game for the Slammers. He started and earned the win for Joliet in their first win of the season over Evansville on a Friday night. Now he's going to try to finish the last 2 innings against the Otters. Joliet scoring in the 8th, so at least for now, not a safe situation for Tyler J. He'll face the bottom of the lineup, Rosario Sayer and Green. Jay the lefty, ready to face Rosario, who's 0 for 1 today, but's walked twice. Rosario lays down a bunt and bounces it foul. Next 2 games, both at 6:05. Sunday, a late game as we go into 4th of July week. The post-game fireworks on Sunday. So 3 evening games this weekend. The 0-1, excuse me, swing and a miss, 0-2. 92-mile-per-hour fastball by the lefty. Jay a high set, kicks and throws. Rosario swings and misses. A fastball up and away, and there's 1 down. The Slammers are 2 outs away from a victory. Brings up Daniel Sayer. Daniel scored his 2nd run of the season back in the 7th. 0 for 2 today, but has a walk, and certainly made the defensive play of the day for the Otters at shortstop with a beautiful diving play, and as he swings and misses at the first pitch. Spun around on his knees, got back up, and fired a bullet to first for what looks like a 6-3 ground out in the scorebook, but was really a spectacular play in his first professional start at shortstop. 0-1 home. Sayer pops it up behind home plate. It's right above my head and bouncing just to my right. That was that was as close as it's gonna get probably to a ball getting to me. I should have tried to reach out the window to try to grab it as Sayer takes outside. I think it was too far to my right there. Sayer takes inside 1-2. If it was right in front of me, I might have had the chance to reach out the window and snare it, but a little too far to my right. It almost flew into the booth. 1-2. Sayer pokes at it, pops it up to right field. Coming in Feinstein, he makes the catch. 2 away. Bill and Lonnie from the Slammers booth were looking over at me and saying, "Why didn't you catch it? Come on." Well, the Otters, though, down to their last out here as they trail 6-2. Nobody on, and Jake Green coming to the plate. Green is 0 for 3 today. First pitch home. Green takes inside, 1-0. Seven hits for the Otters, but just 2 runs coming across, both in the 7th. 1-0. Green swings up the middle, bouncing through. Backhanded play by the second baseman, Holzwasser, but a wild throw is well short of the first base bag, and Green runs it out for an infield base hit. Hit right up the middle. Holzwasser ranged way over, almost into center field to glove it, and his throw off balance never stood a chance. So Green keeps the game alive with an infield knock. Back to the top of the order in Myers. Otters have had 8 of 9 batters now reach today, but haven't been able to put together consistent offense. Noah's had a good day as he takes a first pitch strike at the knees. Myers a base hit in the 3rd and a double in the 7th. Good to see for Myers, who struggled on the road. 0-1. Swung on and driven into left center, racing over his Fedco. Ball's down for an extra base hit, rolling to the wall. Sent is Green. The throw relayed in is cut off, and the Otters cut the lead to 3. Noah Myers has his 2nd RBI double of the day. A 3-hit day for Noah Myers. He is bringing the batting party on the road and remaining hot. Now has 7 hits in his last 5 played and 2 doubles today. One more scratched across for the Otters. The lead cut to 3. It means the tying run's now on deck. Kona Quiggle coming to the plate. Otters with 3 runs off the Slammers bullpen. 6-3 score. 2 outs in the 9th as Kona Quiggle takes the first pitch strike. Quiggle 1 for 4 today, a base hit back in the 3rd. The 0-1 swung on and lofted, leaping is the shortstop to Johnson off his glove and into center field. Myers will score, and the Otters are alive in the 9th. It's 6-4. The lead's cut to 2, and Dakota Phillips comes to the plate as the tying run. A blooper just off the edge of the glove of Dupretta Johnson, who was so close to making a leaping catch to end the ball game. So 2 runs have come across, 3 straight hits, all with 2 outs, and Dakota Phillips to the plate as the tying run. First pitch to Phillips, sails outside. Phillips, a quiet day. He's 0 for 4, but this guy's got some power. 3 home runs on the year, including 2 last weekend. The 1-0. Sailing outside, 2-0. Or he had 1 home run last weekend, but he had a 4-hit day on Sunday against Florence. 6-4 here in the top of the 9th with 2 outs. The 2-0. Swung on and a chopper right side, but it goes foul. Boy, a couple rows back, has his hands on his head. He's leaning into his mom. He is so locked into this game, and he just wants the Slammers to find a final out. The Otters are making things interesting here from Duly Field. 2-1 count to Phillips. They trail 6-4 here in the 9th with 2 outs. The 2-1 is high, 3-1. Omar Reyes is on deck. He's had a great day, 2 for 4. There is no movement right now in the Slammers bullpen. 3-1 home. Swing and a miss. A slider by Jay. Gets it to a full count. Joliet is a strike away. Phillips is a walk away for bringing the go-ahead run to the plate. Payoff. Swing and a miss. Slammers win. The Otters make some fans sweat in the 9th, but it's not enough as Phillips strikes out as the tying run. 6-4 is the final score as Joliet beats Evansville. Otters offense woke up late. 2 runs in the 7th, 2 in the 9th. They finish with 10 hits, but just not enough consistent offense from the Otters today. 10 hits, you want to put up more than 4 runs. And the Slammers offense, 4 in the 5th, the difference, but they added 1 in the 6th and 1 in the 8th, and those 2 runs end up being the difference for a 6-4 victory. Final totals from tonight: 6 runs on 13 hits, no errors for Joliet, 4 runs on 10 hits, and 1 error for the Otters. Evansville scored 4 runs in the last 3 innings off the Joliet pen to bring some momentum into the game and show some fight, but it's not enough to win tonight against Joliet. Turner Larkins will get the win tonight. He goes 6 innings pitched, shutout baseball, allows 4 hits and 6 strikeouts. The Otters really struggled against him. Loss will go to John Vargas, 5 2/3 innings pitched. He allowed 9 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 total runs, and 3 walks. The 3-run home run, really the biggest swing in this game, as Phil Steering, a 3-run blast in the 5th. It was part of a 4-run 5th inning, and the Otters had their work cut out for them as they trailed 5-0, got the lead down to 2 in the ninth with 2 outs, but the comeback falling short. So game 2 will be tomorrow, 6:05 first pitch from Joliet. Andrew Dietz, the righty, will get the start for Joliet. He's 1-0 on the season with a 2.52 ERA. And Parker Brahms will make his 4th start of the season for the Otters. He's coming off back-to-back wins. He's 2-1 with a 4.30 ERA. Hope you join us tomorrow night. It'll be a 6:05 first pitch again. We'll be on the air at 6, right here on the Evansville Otters Digital Network. Final score again tonight, Joliet holds on for the victory 6-4, and the Otters, for just the 3rd time this season, dropping back-to-back games in a row. For our entire Evansville Otters Digital Network crew, I'm Griffin Epstein, wishing you a great rest of your Friday night. We'll talk to you tomorrow evening. Good night from Joliet.